The next recipe is the perfect amalgamation of functional nutrition and delicious flavours. Let's have a look at the ingredients. I've got a beautiful piece of Atlantic salmon. It's loaded with omega-3 fats, and in your body they turn into anti-inflammatory nutrients. But to boost that anti-inflammatory effect, I've got turmeric. Turmeric has been used in Eastern medicine for thousands of years. It does reduce inflammation, it improves liver function, and is being investigated in its possible role in reducing the risk of bowel cancer and other inflammatory conditions. I've got some ginger, which also has an anti-inflammatory effect and does stimulate the digestion process. I've got lemon zest. It's a powerful antioxidant containing food. It's full of limonene. When I add it to this marinade, it'll reduce the formation of carcinogens when that food is exposed to high heat. I've got some chili flakes for flavour and heat, and I've got cumin and coriander that I've just toasted and ground up coarsely in a mortar and pestle. I'm going to serve this fish, this beautiful spice-crusted fish, with yogurt, with coriander and tomato in it, and some green beans. It's a really fantastic meal. A lot of people say to me, Matt, when I cook fish, it's really dry. There's a really easy way around that though. Just chop it up into small strips. It will cook really fast, it'll be moist at the end, and you can get much more flavour onto it with your marinade. So, nice strips like that. And with this piece that's the belly flap, perhaps chop it up like that. And what you've got is a really nice piece of fish that'll cook in about 3 or 4 minutes. It'll take up that flavour and be nice and moist. So let's assemble the marinade. We've got oil, and that'll help to carry all these really nice strong flavours. Put about a tablespoon in there. Got my spice mixture. Pop that in. Probably about 1.5 teaspoons. Got lemon zest, turmeric and chilli. And if you notice, turmeric has a really deep orange colour. And that's something you should look out for when you're shopping for fruit, vegetables, spices and herbs. The ones with a really strong colour or flavour, these are the ones that are loaded with nutrients and will help to protect your body. So just give that a bit of a mix. I'll add just a little bit more oil, and you know what? I'm going to add a little bit of salt and also some sugar to this. Don't add too much sugar. It's necessary to balance out the savoury flavours, but if you add too much, it will burn in the pan or on the barbecue. As with steak cooking, don't flip and flip and flip your fish. What you want it to do is to caramelise. You want those spices to caramelise, but definitely not burn. If they burn, they're going to become bitter and of course lose their nutritional value. So I would say cook it for about 2 minutes over a moderate heat on the first side and flip it once more. If you've got a piece like this one that's actually square in cross section, you can actually cook it on all sides so it gets even cooking. The accompaniment to the salmon is yogurt. I'm going to add some coriander, tomato and some garlic to this. Yogurt's really good for you. It's cultured with acidophilus bacteria. They're fantastic for your gastrointestinal system. But you know what? I'm adding the coriander and the tomato not just because they're nutritious, but because they add bulk. They don't have any calories, no carbohydrates, fat or protein. So they're going to reduce the energy density of this yogurt. Reducing energy density in our foods is really important because basically we're overfed and undernourished. So I'm addressing that calorie imbalance right here with these vegetables. Okay. So I'm just grating the garlic. I probably won't add this whole clove because it's a really big one. I only want faintest hint of garlic. And you know what? Garlic also helps to maintain healthy bacteria in your gut because it's got a fibre in it called inulin. Obviously, it's also really good for your cardiovascular health. Coriander is a bit of a nutritional goldmine in its own right. You can see that it's really dark green. It's loaded with antioxidants. Then we've got our tomatoes, deep red, loaded with lycopene as we know. So I'm going to chop these relatively coarsely. It's nice to have a little bit of texture in food. And I'll tell you what, look at the colour. You eat with your eyes first, and this dish is certainly going to be really appealing. I'm just going to add the tiniest bit of sugar just to balance out the sourness in the yogurt. A little bit of pepper. Pepper goes really well in cultured dairy like yogurt or sour cream and of course cheese. Just add these in there and stir it through and it'll be ready to rock and roll. And you can see all those beautiful colours. So you can have your cake and eat it too. beautiful food that looks really good, tastes good, and does your body the world of good. Pop that on here. And the final piece of this dish, I'm going to add beautiful, just cooked green beans. So what we have here is a really nutritious meal. It's got all the anti-inflammatory effects of the omega-3 fats, the anti-inflammatory effects of the turmeric and ginger, and all the other nutrients in the spices and the lemon zest. Calcium-rich yogurt, good bacteria, bulked up with coriander and tomato. Some beautiful green beans that are obviously really good for you. They're filled with folate and magnesium. You've got a really low-carb, healthy meal here. Perfect for most people, but particularly good at reducing inflammation and promoting cardiovascular health. So here we've got two really great dishes. Char-grilled vegetables, so full of carotenoid, fat-soluble antioxidants. So important for your cardiovascular system. And remember, by cooking them in oil, we've actually made them more absorbable by your body so that they can go to work protecting you against those chronic conditions. It's an ideal accompaniment to a steak, or if you're vegetarian, add some chickpeas, maybe some cheese, and you've got a beautiful main meal. And then we've got the salmon dish, loaded with anti-inflammatory nutrients, omega-3 fats, turmeric, ginger, and those other spices. We've got acidophilus and calcium-rich yogurt, bulked up with coriander and tomato to reduce the energy density, and to round it all off, some beautiful fresh Australian beans. As far as I'm concerned, these two recipes tick all the boxes. They're quick, they're easy, they're tasty, and most importantly, fantastic for your body.